Traders, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going over AMC. Now, I was getting a lot of heat because we weren't getting that next level movement from AMC. Well, boys, on the after hours we're getting it, and I'm not just talking about the men in the channel. The boys represents the whole culture of people that are trading options, okay? So don't get offended on me. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is covering the overall basis and TA of AMC, because on the after hours we're getting the movement we've been wanting. We're getting that $14 push, and I'm telling you something, $17 is still in the cards for this Friday. And I want to make a little bit of a wager. If we hit $25 by this Friday, we shave the head. Also, if we only hit $20 by Friday, we bleach the hair. Yes, bleach the hair. So $20 we bleach, $25 we shave. Either way, it's a win-win. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a man for the people, built by the people. So make sure you hit that sub button down below, leave a thumbs up, because more content is coming. And honestly, $20 is kind of in the cards. $25, it could happen as well. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so we have a lot of information to cover, so stay with me. The first thing I want to talk about is the move that we're getting on the after hours. We pushed up to $14.10 and now we're trending around $14. This is very, very strong movement leading into pre-market tomorrow. Leaves me very, very bullish. Stimulus money looks like it's finally coming in. Looking at the volume as well, there's no volume. This is a 71 million day, very, very low, and we're seeing a pretty strong movement when the market was very, very red today, and then in the last hour or so we started picking back up overall. That's what we really like to see. And for having such a bad day in the market, AMC's doing very, very well. We need to claim the 14.5 range, and that has us pushing 17. But this is really what I want to look at, and some new information and a new tool I have for the channel. Now, if you're here and you're looking at options, this is going to be very key for you. This is cheddar flow, and what this does is show the overall flow of options on a stock. You can do by the day, by the week, by the month, and this is for today specifically. Now, we saw very little cash flow coming into AMC, but near the last 2 hours of trading, this got very, very bullish. You see the call to put ratio is at a 0.4, 73% being on calls, only 27 being on puts. Now, the 27 was a lot higher because the ratio was a lot more skewed towards the puts. But in that last few hours, we saw lots of volume coming in to the point where AMC actually cracked the top 10 for quite some time in the last hour of trading on the most traded stock on the call option side of things. And it's worth noting some of the biggest calls are coming in for next Friday and then also April 1st. So those are going to be very big days. Most of my call options are for April 1st. Now, I closed a lot of the March 19th today, and I'm going to be rolling those out as well. I'm going to continue to keep rolling these positions out. So this is something that I do want to look at with you guys. So as we come back to the top, what we're going to do is take a really quick look of the overall top traded stocks today. Now, if we come over here and then we look at the top, this is the top list. You have a lot of these FANG stocks near the top once the market got very, very bullish. Tesla, BA. But if you come down to the bottom, you can see GME was right there, and then AMC. Now, AMC cracked into that high frame because they were getting majority of the buys once the market flipped bullish, if that makes sense. So GME, yes, it's a little bit higher, but that's because the shares are going to cost more. So people are buying shares, but AMC had more overall volume. So this is a little bit skewed and not really too helpful right now. But when we saw the market flip to the bullish side, we saw a lot of volume pump straight into AMC. But one thing to know here is that GME continued to dip. So that's why buyers were buying on that dip, and they were adding into AMC before GME had that dip, if that makes sense. So AMC started moving up while GME was stagnating and even declining. So then we had more volume going into GME. So I'm going to make a video after this going over GME so you can pay attention to that, because the chart there looks very, very good as well. But AMC is looking very, very positive, and I'm going to be going over this more in depth as the days come. And in the live sessions, I really want to explain why this is so huge for the channel, because this is giving us a lot more insight to where the options and where the flow is taking us, and this really tells us when we should be getting in and getting out of our positions. All right, so the first thing I want to do is take a really quick look at the chart. Now, this is super interesting in what's going on. We're riding in this channel, as you can see, and the bottom of it is the major support that we're seeing. We haven't broken below it. GME did have a dip today, but AMC has overall held very strong. This is leading me to a more bullish sentiment. And then the after hours, obviously you can see us at this $13.9, $14 range, having us push very close to the 14.5. Going into tomorrow, I honestly believe we're going to gap up above 14.5. I'm pretty bullish there. I think we're gonna get a similar movement as to what we got on that initial 9.4. So as you saw in the 9.4, the movement that we got, we didn't really press above it. We kind of just opened the next day above that range and then never looked back. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm looking for there. I'm not wanting to see a clean break and push above. So let me zoom out and get rid of all this other nonsense, and let's just have a clean chart here. So as we look at this chart, I don't want to see a trend like this trying to push and break, because it's probably not going to get that push. But if we hold tomorrow at this range on the after hours and then the pre-market we open up above, there's a high possibility we just trend up to that upside. And you can see we never came back and tested this gap down. There's a high possibility we keep doing this movement. We never tested that gap either, and then we never tested this gap either. So we're seeing we're breaking these key resistances as we did right there again. So it's a very big habit that we keep doing. Now, this may not be the best habit for AMC, and this could lead us to retesting eventually one of these gaps, but it's been working, and I'm, like I say in all my videos, I'm going to continue to bet on what's been working. Now, the options that I'm getting in have about 2 weeks on them, so I have plenty of time. I'm not in no rush or anything like that. So I'm looking pretty positive on those options, and I have no concerns whatsoever. Now, looking at the OBV, this gives us a good track of where the buyers are. Now, when we go back and combine cheddar flow and look at the overall options value and volume pushing into the market, this lines up pretty perfectly. We're keeping very much on that trend and not seeing too much negative volume kicking in here. Even on dips, we're maintaining this overall trend. And then you see we're holding this local bottom as well. This is very bullish, and I have us breaking above this local top tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be a very strong day. I think Friday's going to have a lot of question marks surrounding it, but I think there's a high possibility going into tomorrow, $17 gets tested, maybe the low mid 16s, but I see a very strong push, and I see options doing very positive going into tomorrow. Now, people are going to be asking me, Tyler, should I sell or should I wait till Friday? What should I be doing? I have options for this Friday. Now, my options aren't for this Friday. I got rid of those because they're high risk, and the theta is going to start to kill you, especially if we get no volume. So let's say there's a possibility I'm wrong, and let's say we move sideways. Your options are essentially going to be worthless. So you need to kind of weigh out the risk for yourself. I can't give you advice on what to do with your positions. I cannot do that. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So AMC, what are my viewpoints where I have them? Do I think they're going to be bullish? Obviously, you just watched the video. I'm very bullish on AMC. I have them making a strong push in the pre-market above 14.5. They have tons of room to run to that $16.5, $17 range. From there, could we get rejected? Very possible. But I think we will end up trending around that range. And then Fridays, like I said, is going to have all the question marks surrounding it. That's going to be the real question. How do we move on Friday? Now, for me, I have April 1st calls, so I have a lot of time to think about this. I don't have to make a rash decision and get in or out. I can hold and still stay in profits. I could skim off the top because I do have 27 overall positions. Okay, so I added another set of strikes and calls for April 1st. I added 9 more, so I have 26 total. Sorry, I thought I had 27. But the average entry has been pushed down. It's looking pretty positive, and I couldn't really be happier with this position. Overall, I'm targeting to get out of these around $3 a pop for each of them, and that would have me sitting very good, and then I could roll them out even further, and then we'll keep playing and seeing how well we can grow these. But having those for April 1st gives me a lot of flexibility. That's why I got them further out, and they're very far out of the money. I know a lot of you guys don't like out of the money calls, but I go over why I trade these in my live streams. If you're interested in learning how to trade options and what options really do and what is the lucrative value of them and why it's not really gambling, then you should check out the live streams because I'm going over that every single day. And you can catch me on the live stream tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central. So I recommend you do check that out. But that's going to be it for this video. If you got anything out of it, make sure you hit that sub button down below. Leave a thumbs up because that thumbs up really does help. And I appreciate it. I love all of you. Namaste.